Hey there, thank you for joining me for another episode of Total Ramblings. It's a Lego episode and I am ashamed to say that I've fallen off the wagon again. I bought this, the Lego Star Wars logo, set 75407, 700 pieces, and it's just a Star Wars logo. I mean, I'm not supposed to buy Lego Star Wars anymore, but with a few exceptions. So for example, there's a Night Trooper and Death Trooper battle pack out. I'd like a couple of those because, and I did kind of say that, you know, Imperial Army Builder things were kind of an exception. I bought the U-Wing. The last set I bought was the U-Wing a couple of weeks ago, and that came with an Imperial TAC guy and Dedramiro, so, you know, arguably that kind of fits into my allowed breeches. But I also thought, well, you know, I've been buying Star Wars Lego for 25 years, and if I was ever going to get to the point where I was going to do like a room display. So first of all, let's imagine that I win millions on the lottery and I have a mansion and I have an entire wing of my house devoted to Lego, or at least a room devoted to Star Wars Lego. This would be a great centerpiece, right? Anyway, there's the side of the box, revealing a little bit of the Easter egg that I know is inside this set. There's the top of the box. There's the other side of the box, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. There's the blurby bottom of the box. And there's the back of the box with the original Star Wars cinema poster. So I don't think there's really much to this, but it would make a nice centerpiece for a Star Wars Lego display, wouldn't it? Now this box is crushed to hell. I've had it sitting around for about a week now. I got it from Argos, which is why we've got this Argos sticker on here. And I also got in trouble for buying this because I'd suggested to my wife/daughter that it could be a birthday present for me. And I went and bought it myself anyway because, you know, I just fancied buying it. And yeah, I'd had a bonus, so I got it. So, but everything I do at the moment gets me into trouble. Everything I do, people moan at me. So I'm going to build this now, and we're going to have the usual time lapse, and yeah, we'll see what it's like. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, here we are. It is done. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? I once did like fake news. Well, I used to do fake newspapers when I was a kid. Like stupid, like offensive Viz type newspapers with ridiculous stories and headlines, kind of based on the current news. And I remember in one of them, I used to have like deliberate spelling errors. This is a stupid story that I'm telling you, but one of them was for a film called Satras, which was obviously Star Wars, spelt wrong. And every time I see the Star Wars logo in my head, I go Satras, because that's the sort of madness that exists in my head. Here is the completed kit. Now I'm going to do this in slightly back to front order, and I'll tell you why in a minute. First of all, I like the fact that in the background here we have some visible kind of studs, and this kind of reminds me, probably deliberately I think, of some of the box art that you get on modern sort of Lego sets, with the sort of, you know, the kind of brickwork shown at the bottom here. And I really like that. I think that's really cool that it's not completely smooth. It could have been tiled off, it could have been smooth, but you know, it's not. Now, my reason for going slightly back to front here, there's a little Easter egg in here. If you pop open the top, you have the Imperial Star Destroyer Devastator chasing down the Tantive V4 Corellian Corvette blockade runner and the crescent of the planet Tatooine. A nice homage to the very first scene we have in the very first Star Wars film. I think that's really cool. I knew it was there. This blockade runner is built with 3 pieces. This Star Destroyer is built with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces, I think. Yeah, so that's really neat. But there we go. There's no minifigs to show you, but a model that actually looks good from all angles, albeit Star Wars is written backwards here, but you know, that's okay. Now, these are the spare pieces. There's not very many of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 10 spare pieces to be precise. Now, and you do get a brick separator, so yay. There's 2 manuals. The first one does the Star and the second one does the Wars. And this is why I wanted to kind of show you this back to front, because as always, I like to talk about the little progress bar, and the progress bar here in Star is the Tantive 4 as depicted in the model. And the progress bar in the second one is the Imperial Star Destroyer Devastator. So had I shown you these before the model, that would have kind of given away the Easter egg a little bit. Not that anyone really cares. Anyway, also at the beginning of this, we have a very nice thing, an adventurous partnership, talking about the partnership between Legos, Lucasfilm and Star Wars. Decades. I mean, yeah, decades. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, Star Wars, which kind of would come on the screen like that, and we'd go, and then we've got Episode 4, A New Hope. Now, when I went to see Star Wars in 1977, it wasn't called Episode 4, A New Hope. It was just called Star Wars. But there you go. So, yes, quite a fun build, actually. Mostly black and yellow pieces, as I'm sure you'll see, but you know, we do have some variation. There's some random colors inside here as well. Let me just see if I can just pull this apart and see if I can. I can't. Oh, there we go. Right, there we go. Look, there's a pink piece in there. We've got some random blue pieces in here as well. There's some kind of there we go. Look, we got orange pieces. We've got sort of purpley kind of pieces. Now then, I've got to remember how to put this back on. I think that went like that there, and then I think that went like that there. So yeah, it's not all completely, you know, kind of duochromatic, I suppose you could say, instead of monochromatic, duochromatic. There admittedly, you can't see any colours from the outside once it's built, but there are some funky colours in there. And I guess if you want, yes, you can, of course, split the logo. I suppose you could display it like that if you wanted to. I mean, I don't want to particularly. Again, when you saw there when I split it apart that you could see some of the other colours inside as well. But it is mostly black and yellow. And I think this is a very nice centerpiece for any Star Wars Lego collection. Quite a fun build. Probably took me about maybe hour and 20 minutes to build. So yeah, there you go. That's the Star Wars logo. That is set 75407, 700 pieces, Lego Satras. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Total Ramblings. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, hate, unsubscribe, send me abusive messages. be rude online, which is what everyone seems to be doing these days. It's the fashionable thing to be rude. All that kind of stuff. Yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.